So welcome to this segment of our Earth geometry. This time I want to show you another concept that can come in the exam that they love to give you. So this is another sample question from ECZ exam in our mathematics series. So they give you the points, they can tell you to draw the position of a point on the Earth's surface so that you show them. For example, they have given us the point P 80 degrees north and 10 degrees east, the point Q 80 degrees north and 70 degrees east, the point R 85 degrees south and 70 degrees east, and the point S 85 degrees south and 10 degrees east. You can see that the point R and S are lying on the same latitude because they are both on 85 degrees to the south. And if you notice, the point P and Q are also lying on the same latitude because they are on 80 degrees north. So now when it comes to the position, just the concept that you need to remember, when they tell you to state the position of a point, positions are simply given in terms of the latitude, comma, the longitude. So that is the way we actually consider them. So it's the latitude, comma, the longitude there. So that's the way the position is given. So you start with the latitude, then end with the longitude. So when they tell you 80 degrees north, comma, 10 degrees east, so that 80 degrees north is representing the latitude, and that 10 degrees is representing the longitude on which it lies. So you need to remember that concept in terms of positions. Start with the latitude and end with the longitude. Now, since the question there, Roman 1 there says that show the points on a clearly labeled sketch of the surface of the Earth. So it's a sketch. It's not something that should be, accurate. No, but it is just a sketch. So, of course, I'm going to draw a circle representing the Earth. That is the North Pole, and that is representing the South Pole. Since I have the latitude 80 degrees north, I'm going to draw this, latitude 80 degrees to the, I'm going to draw it 80 degrees to the north. Allow me just to put it properly. So that is my latitude 80 degrees to the north. And I have another latitude representing, 85 degrees to the south. So I'll draw it down to the south there. Okay, I'll draw it down to the south, then it goes around there. That is what we mean. So this is representing 80 degrees to the north, and that is representing 85 degrees to the south. Then for the longitude, I've got 10 degrees east and I've got 70 degrees east as well. So what I can simply do, it doesn't matter, you can just show those points. So for example, I can maybe I can draw that and indicate it to say this is 70 degrees to the east. Then it simply means, I know people, if you look at the compass, look at your compass, the north, that is your west and that is your east. Then I can also, represent another point there. Maybe I can simply say, again, this point, I can say that is 10 degrees to the east. Well, another person might have actually indicated the points like this. You might have actually indicated the points like this. You might have actually indicated the points like this. That's okay. If you were also to put up the points like that, that is okay as well. But I'm looking at it from this position. So that is 10 degrees and that, or you could have drawn it like that. That could be 70 degrees east and that could have been 10 degrees east. It's okay. You can also draw it in that way. All right. So when I look at this one, I just need to locate now the point. So let me use a different marker so that you're able to see. Point P is 80 degrees north and 10 degrees south, east. So meaning that is going to be the point that I'm going to have. So it will be here, and that will be the point P. Then 80 degrees north and 70 degrees east. So 80 degrees and 70, where they are meeting, that is the point, Q. And for R, 85 degrees south, this is the line, and 70 degrees east, this is the point. So my R is going to be here. And S, 85 degrees south, which is here, and 10 degrees, to the east, this is the point where they are meeting, 85 and 10, where they are meeting, that is your point S. So basically, that is the way they wanted you to do this one. So this was Roman 1 because they wanted you to draw a sketch on the surface of the earth. And then Roman 2 there says that find in nautical miles. So they want us to find in nautical miles. So they want us to find in nautical miles now. So they want us to find in nautical miles the distance between QR. So the distance between QR along the longitude. So remember that is distance along the longitude. So we did say distance along QR is simply given, if you want, theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi, the radius of the earth. Remember, as I've always been emphasizing, when you're calculating distance along the longitude, our theta here is simply representing, you know, the difference in latitude. So what is the difference in latitude? This one is on 80 degrees north and R is on 85 degrees south. So you add, so it is 80 plus 85. That will give us 165 degrees. So we can substitute and say 165 over 360 degrees multiplied by 2 times our pi. They told us to use 3.142 multiplied by the radius in nautical miles, that is 34.37 in nautical miles. So please, you can use your calculator there and check what will be the value. So 165 over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3.142 multiplied by 34.37. So it is giving me, all right, so I'll just leave it to 2 decimal places. So the value that it is giving me here, let me just show you. If you're able to see, 9899.1328 and so on and so forth. So you can't leave this one to 3 significant figures, it will be difficult. So let me just leave it to 2 decimal places. So I'll round off this one. It is going to be 99, and these you maintain place values by adding zeros, and that will be in nautical miles. Now remember, I told you that when you're calculating distance in nautical miles, as long as it is distance in nautical miles, if I wanted, I could have said, since that is along the longitude, so the distance QR, you could use also theta multiplied by 60 degrees, as long as it is in nautical miles that you're calculating. So the theta is the one we have calculated, so that is 165 multiplied by 60. So if you multiply 165 multiplied by 60, that is going to give you, 9,900 nautical miles. So you can see that we have actually quickly done it by applying that formula there. I hope you are getting the concept. Let's do, this was Roman 2a. So let's do, Roman 2b. So let's do the Roman 2b there. So how do I pick up Roman 2b there? So according to Roman 2b, it says that we calculate in nautical miles, we calculate the circumference. So they want the circumference of the latitude 85 degrees south. Remember what I told you? They can use words like length, circumference, perimeter, but length and circumference are the common one. So how do we calculate the circumference of this circle of latitude? Remember what I said? If you want to calculate the circumference, we can just use the abbreviation. So circumference is equal to 2 pi, the radius of the earth, then cos of x degrees. Do you still remember what our x is? X is the latitude that you want to find the circumference, which is 85 there. So circumference would be 2 multiplied by 3.142 times the radius of the earth, which they have given us there, 34.37, multiplied by cos of 85 degrees. So you can now just try to punch that one on the calculator. So 2 times 3.142 multiplied by 34.37 multiplied by cos 85 degrees. So what is that going to give us? It is giving me 1882.3, let me just say 0.40 to 2 decimal places, but I can leave this one to 3 significant figures. So how is that going to be? 1, 2, 3. Look at the number that follows there, 9. So that is actually less than 5. So it will be just 188, but maintain that by replacing it with a 0, and that is going to be in nautical miles. So that is the circumference, or the total length of this circle of latitude 85 degrees south. So that is basically what they wanted you to do, and that is what you are going to be doing. Please, you can hit that like button or subscribe if you have not done so, so that we can continue to receive notification if a new video arrives. Thank you so much for watching.